Hi there, creative tartanites. Thanks for joining me. Tonight I am doing a little Friday fun. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to be going live tonight. For those of you who know me well, I have a little trouble with my health, and I wasn't feeling particularly great earlier on. But I decided to risk it. So I am now live and I'm just going to go for it, and fingers crossed that I am going to make it to the end. So without further ado, I am going to get myself organized and hopefully people will pop along. I've shared the link a few places, so fingers crossed. I'm hoping that a few people will come along. Now, here we go. So this is how you share it. Okay. Just bear with me, folks. I'm just sharing the link. Right, so for those who are watching in the replay, hi. Yeah, where do I start? I plan to do some gouache, and I've just realised that I've left my gouache over here. Now, I do have two different types of gouache. I've got the acrylic gouache, which is the acrylic stuff from Holbein. However, I am going to be painting in my Brooklyn Art Library. I've forgotten the word now. Journal. That's the word that escapes me. I'm going to be working in my Brooklyn Art Journal. And because this is 29 faces, for the whole of September, I thought I might go with a face. And certainly within my journal, I am actually working on the prompt of this one thing. So the whole of my journal is going to be faces. So there's going to be some realistic faces, there's going to be some whimsical faces, probably some sketching, etc., etc. So in order to comply with the rules of the Brooklyn Art Library journal, I'm not allowed to use acrylic because acrylic has a tendency to stick the pages together, hence why I am using the gouache. Now, this is Winsor & Newton, as I said, and it's designer gouache. Whoops, I'm dropping it. So I will get that set up. In fact, I will turn the camera around. I have my trusty thing here. I'm just going to turn it around and focus it on the paint and the journal. I really am struggling with my words this evening, aren't I? Okay, so excuse me, you'll probably see my hand in the way, and hopefully you'll not get too dizzy as I get this set up. As you can see, and I hope you can hear me all right. Hello, Madonna. Hi there. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. That's absolutely fantastic. As far as I'm aware, Fancy Nancy should be watching, but she's telling me that she's actually on the move. So the chances are she's probably not able to actually type any messages. So I would just like to say a big hello and shout out to Fancy Nancy, as you may know. Certainly you do, Madonna. Fancy Nancy is, oh, that's one of my hairs. Fancy Nancy is one of the Art Sherpa design team. And so a big thank you to Fancy Nancy for joining me. Madonna, I am reasonably well at the moment. It was a bit touch and go as to whether I was going to be able to go live tonight, but I have managed. So I am really pleased that I have managed. Now, I'm kind of thinking that maybe this is going to be a little too shadowy. So I'm just going to switch on the light that's behind me. I don't switch it on when the camera's up on the monitor because I don't want to blind you. There we go. So I decided that I would have it ready so that I can put it on once I was actually in place. So where do I start? What would you like to know, Madonna? I'm going to be using these Windsor and Newton. See, it's funny, I've actually typed a D, so I've actually typed it as Windsor, but it's actually Windsor, Winsor. I don't know why I insist on putting the D in, but I do. I've got these designer gouache. Now, these are really, really good. I have Dalla Rowney as well, simply gouache, but they're more of a kind of beginners. They're not they're not the best of they're good quality, but they're not really what I was looking for. So I have 4 colors, and I didn't want to get too many because if I didn't like them, then I wasn't going to be spending too much. But now that I've got them and I have actually used them, I really would like to buy more of these. So I'm going to be looking at, I do tend to use a very small palette, a very small number of colors in my palette, but I usually have burnt umber, and I usually have French ultramarine, ultramarine. Put my teeth back in, ultramarine blue, because that usually gets a really good black. It's also very good for skin tones. I like to have yellow ochre. So I actually do plan to get more of these. Now, the brushes that I have a selection of brushes. I have 2 different types. I just recently bought these Studio Synthetic brushes from Jackson's. Now, Jackson's Art, I like to give a shout out to Jackson's Art because I've been a customer of theirs for a couple of years now. And I find that their customer service is really good. They have got a very good selection of art materials, and their shipping, my understanding is that they have really good shipping rates for international. At the moment, and it has been for quite some time, is that they actually do free shipping if you spend £20 or more on art brushes. So that is a really good thing. So Madonna, you're saying that you've never used gouache. Oh, right. I'm glad that you're excited. I do enjoy watching. I do enjoy playing with gouache. And the reason I enjoy playing with gouache is that I actually find that it gives me a really good learning basis for using oils, because when you mix them and you use them on the page, there's obviously the risk of muddying. So it means that I learn how not to mix, if that makes any sense. So I think actually I might start out with the flat brush because I'm also going to experiment a little bit tonight. Oh, and the other brush I have is Sea White. Now, this brush I've not used yet. This is completely brand new. I've had it for some time now. I've just never had the need to use it up until now. I got it in one of the scrawler boxes that when I had a subscription to it. So that's how I've got that. Now, the water, I figured that you wouldn't be that interested in seeing the water, so it's off camera. But I've put this here, the palette, so that you can actually see my mixing. This is the Winsor Newton, and this is the Simply Gouache, and that was the wells that I was using for that. But I will not be using this area. I will just be using this. So I've rambled on enough. I'm probably boring you to tears. So let's get started. I'm just going to pop out some of the gouache. Now, I've done this very, very quick sketch. Before I actually came on camera, because I just like to get in straight in painting, if I'm totally honest. But one day I will do a this is how I sketch video. So I see that we've got 4 people in here today. So welcome. Hello, Jackie. Hi there. This is your first live. Welcome, Jackie. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Tanya. I'm from Tartan Taz Creates, and today I'm working with gouache. So feel free to introduce yourself a little bit, Jackie. Are you a painter? Do you enjoy painting? Are you a drawer? Do you draw? Are you a crafter? Or do you do both? Is there both oil and water-based gouache? No, Madonna. As far as I'm aware, there's not an oil-based gouache. But, oops, I just dropped the lid. It's more about the mixing and making sure that it's not muddying up. And I can't get this lid back on. There we are. That's it. There we go. I'll just pop these off to the side. So, Jackie, you're a painter in acrylics and you've started dotting, which keeps you busy. Okay. That sounds very therapeutic. Sounds very therapeutic indeed. Now, I'm not even going to bother cleaning my palette. I'm going to see what actually happens. Right, this is off to the side. I'm essentially just using this to take any excess water off the brush. So really, I'm just going to start with mixing or attempting to mix a brown. Now, this sometimes can take a little while, as I do. See, it's green, but if I add more red, it's going to start getting a little. I hope you're not hearing that too badly, that tick, 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 tick of the palette. So as you can see, it's actually quite brown now. Well, I hope you can see. And it's really very dark. So I'm going to now pick up a bit of the white. Now what this will do is it will allow me to see just how brown it actually is. because sometimes it can get quite sort of more pink, because the red that I've picked up is saying it's primary red, but it's actually quite pinky. It's actually quite magenta, very like, oh, hello. Wow, I've just looked up and we have Linda. Hi, Linda. She's saying that she's looking forward to my painting with gouache. Tried gouache once, normally acrylic, and just started watercolor. I love working in watercolor, Linda. Love it. Mary says, hello. I have never used gouache. Is it similar to acrylic, watercolor, or oil? I think it depends on your opinion, Mary. I kind of liken it more to an oil experience, but only from the point of view that it's more opaque than watercolor. Some people would say it's more like acrylic in terms of painting, but again, I'm not so sure. I've painted with oils, I've painted with acrylics, and I think in terms of the fact that it will mix on the paper, I liken it more to the experience that I've had using oils. So I've mixed up actually quite a dark, in fact, that's a very dark color, but I'm going to put it in the dark areas. So like here and here. So this kind of gives me a bit of a base to work from. Because this is really quite a white paper. And this is the crease of her eye. So the crease of her eye is going to be really, really dark. So there we go. Just adding a little bit more water because I'm going to be adding much more white to the mix. Sorry about the t of the palette. I'm going to try and remember. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's looking very creamy, which is really good. So now you'll see the difference when I put this down. Still quite a dark colour, hence why I'm using it at the side of the nose, because the side of the nose is going to be just that little bit darker than on top because it's not catching the light. So I might even do a little bit there. And I'll probably go down the edge and round here where it's going to be probably a little bit darker. Certainly not as dark as in at this bit here. Now, as you can see, it's not the best brown in the world, but it's not bad. I'm just adding a little bit of red and you'll see it go quite a pinky. So again, I'm going to add some more white. Because I really, really want this to lighten up a fair bit. Because just at the top of the cheeks here is usually where you catch the light. Now a little bit like, oh, oh no, it's fine. I thought that was coming off. A little bit like acrylics. In fact, it's a little like any painting really. It can be a bit of a hot mess until it's not. Okay. I suspect I'm going to probably have to take more white out. Just adding a little bit more yellow in here. And I'm lightening that up, because I think this part of the face is going to be quite light. So, oh, hi, Beth. Hello. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I'm so glad that you could come. How is everybody this evening? Well, of course, I'm saying evening. It's probably not evening for everybody. Hello. Right. Now you can see this is actually really quite creamy. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water. As you can see, there's actually, for the little that I put out, there's actually quite a lot of paint there. Hello, Mona. Hello. I hope you're feeling a little bit better, Mona, than you were earlier on. Because I know you haven't been keeping particularly great, which kind of sucks. Right. I'll see if I can pinch some of that darker colour from down here, because I'm going to do the neck. Which I hope is going to be a little bit darker. So we're just really going for whimsical. And I'm just being really loose today. I'm just experimenting today. I'm really quite liking the idea of showing the brush strokes. So I'm just catching up on chat there. This is gouache. It is Winsor Newton. Designer gouache. Gouache. However it's pronounced, that's what it is. There we go. Now, you will see I'm putting the light directly over that, and that actually will mix because it activates the bottom, and it will actually mix on the page, believe it or not. So, right, I think what I'll do now, is I'll go a little bit over to this side, and I'll add, oops, a little bit of blue, a little bit of pink, well, red, a little more yellow. And I'll just get really dark in this bit here. Because it's going to be a little bit darker just there. Because that's where the underneath of the hair is going to be. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to swap over brushes now. So that was the sea white that I was using. And I'm going to pick up this, which is a size 8 Synthetic Studio by Jackson's Art. What paper are you painting on? I am painting on, let me just open it up. I'm painting on this, which is a journal that I got via the Brooklyn Art Library. So it's the sketch project. So it's a sketchbook. You go onto the Brooklyn Art Library and you purchase the journal. They send it to you. You fill it out, painting it, drawing it, do whatever art you want to. And you then send it back to them, and they keep it in the library for people to be able to see it, which is kind of cool. Just putting a little bit more white out now. Because that's the thing, when I paint, I seem to use an awful lot of white. Is there anybody else find that? Well, thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. So Beth is saying, I love brushstrokes on my painting. So many acrylic artists do not. Yeah, I like brushstrokes on my painting, and I am really trying very hard to actually keep it going. Because I do have a tendency to smooth things out. I don't mean to, because I like it. With the brush strokes, but somehow I've just not, unless I'm working big, unless I'm working really big, then I do, for some reason, I find it difficult to do the brush strokes. Don't know why. A bit bizarre, really, when you think about it, but there you have it. Yeah, we're kind of getting there. And the bizarre thing is see, the nose is disappearing now. With gouache, it actually looks better when it's completely dry for some reason. Okay, I'm a sock folder. Am I? What's a sock folder other than the obvious of someone who folds socks? What? There we go, that's better. Get our nose definition of our nose back in. Oh, perfectionist. I'm with you. Okay. Do you know the reason that I'm laughing so much is because my mum used to get me into trouble, right, for not ironing my underpants. Yes, my mum used to tell me off for not ironing my underpants. So there you go. It's a very bizarre piece of information for you there. Oh, so Madonna, you're not a sick folder. But painting loose is beyond me. I keep trying, but it doesn't happen. Yeah, I can do it, but it seems to be when I work bigger. I'm much better at being looser when I'm bigger. So Beth is saying, who is this? It's nobody in particular. It's just a face. Is anybody else? I know Mona is, but anybody else doing the 29 Faces? Ayala Art is hosting it. It is an amazing challenge, and the challenge is to do 29 faces, one a day, and it's usually in September and now is it February? Maybe you can keep me right, Mona. If anybody wants to try, Mona, do you have the links available for Ayala Art for her? I mean, if you type 29 Faces in Google, you will find the 29 Faces website. February, it is February. I thought it was February. So yeah, February and September. Just giving her cheeks a little bit of a rosy there. Put some on her nose as well. As you can see, I'm still keeping it quite loose actually. I'm really I'm actually being quite good today. I'm not blending it all in like I normally. So there we go. But yeah, I'd love the 29 Faces. And if I'm totally honest, this one here is actually just well, it's not a rehash, it's a redo of another one that I could have swore I had the journal with me. What on earth have I done with it? No, 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 no. Oh, there it's there. Okay, it's just trying to find it now. It doesn't help that I don't paint mine in order. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you an impromptu look through my play journal. This is the one that I play in. That's the Simply gouache painting that I did. That was Simply gouache as well. There's a video on this, and I've made stickers out of it. Now this is cool. This is the twinkles. You can see that they've started to transfer. And I was just playing about with this one. We will eventually find it. Again, messing about here. No, I haven't posted any of my faces on 29 Faces Facebook page yet. So I don't know what on earth have I done. Oh, do you know why? Oh, come on. There we go. I'm looking in the wrong journal, that's why. It's in here. It's in this one. Right. It's in this one. Just need to find it now. There we go. There she is. I do have a video for this, and it's in the process of being edited. So watch out for that one. So I've just basically done a very similar outline. I'm just painting her differently. So it's a different face, essentially. Oh, I've clearly not I've clearly not put Facebook off, have I? I think that's hilarious. Okay. So I'm just going to continue to sort of lighten things up a little bit, if I'm honest, because I'm finding it just a bit too dark. I mean, some of it's fine keeping it dark, but some of it really needs lightened up. And I think what I will do is I'll maybe switch back to the flat brush. I wished I'd have got a slightly thinner one, because I'm thinking that this is a bit too wide for this size face. But I'm sure it'll be fine. As you can see, I'm keeping the brush strokes in, because I'm really quite keen to keep. Now, I don't know how effective that is. I tend to find that when I think something really doesn't look particularly good, and then I wait overnight and then I look at it again in the morning, it seems to be like, oh yeah, actually that does look okay. So somehow it does actually come good in the end. Right. Just getting some of this little darker bit, and I'm just going to follow the edge of the lip and put that in darker. And then I'll put the rest of the lip in. And I might just go over that part just to make it a little less harsh. Hello, Mark. Hi there. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you managed to catch a little bit of my live too. Today I'm doing 29 faces. So, yeah, I think we're all having fun. So, what is the weather doing with you guys? I'm just darkening just right underneath, just lining her chin so that the edge of her chin doesn't disappear into her neck. Oh, okay, no problem, Beth. You enjoy. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. Linda's asking, can I paint one of your videos for the 29 faces? No, you can paint one of my videos if you want. That is absolutely fine. All I ask is that you don't say that it's yours. Simple. I do not mind sharing. If you can follow one of my videos, then you are more than welcome to. I would find it most flattering if I'm totally honest. I mean, I guess one of these lives is probably a good one to follow. Otherwise, most of my videos are time lapse. Okay, about 27 degrees and clear. Too warm for September. Well, it's got really cold here, Mark. I've actually got my heating on. Although, oh my goodness, guys, we're not going to believe what I found today in the shop. I found unicorn pajamas. I mean, how cool is that? I've actually found unicorn pajamas. Oh, I've just realised Beth's away, and I only read half of her message, and I'm so sorry, Beth. I see that you've got Crohn's, and it's no fun. It's not. It really isn't fun. I don't have Crohn's, but I do have difficulties with my digestion, and I have actually been off work sick with it. Um, Linda, she's saying, I'm still learning. Thank you. No, you're very welcome. You are more than welcome. If I can help in any way, please do ask. I will do my best. Yeah, Mona, she has problems with her digestion as well. She's saying that she's got IBS, and it's not fun. It really is not fun at all or whatsoever. Now, do you see while I've been yapping and this has like really dried, do you see the difference in her face? It makes such a difference when gouache actually dries. Um, Jennifer is saying would be perfect for the Glama Jama at MadeItCon. I'm going to wear my kitty cat leggings. It is totally awesome. It is like super uber awesome. It's actually it's onesies. Do you call them onesies in the States? I don't know. But it's an all-in-one, and it's furry and it's white, and there's a unicorn horn and ears and rainbow hair, and it is just uber awesome. Linda's saying it's still 100 here in Arizona. Oh, jeezy peeps, that's hot. That is hot. My goodness, what's that in Fahrenheit? Sorry, in Celsius. Is that? I take it that's in Fahrenheit. Oh, now see, I'm losing track of chat now. I'm going to go back to painting. Is that all right? I'm sure you guys will keep me right. Jennifer says yes, onesies here too. Right, okay. So you guys are know what I'm talking about when I say onesies. They are just so cool. Now I bought them in a shop called Asda over here. Now I think that Walmart has taken over Asda here, if memory serves me correctly. So Walmart, I think, is the same company who owns our Asda supermarkets over here. Okay, 38 degrees. Wow. Yeah. I thought it was quite. I thought that would. Yeah, that's ridiculously warm. That is. I don't think I could deal with that heat. I'm Scottish through and through. I'm blue blooded. Blue for gold, not for royal. Well, yeah, Mona, I'm not going to wear it like it's going to be worn as a house coat. I'm going to have things underneath it, so it'll just be a quick zip and off if I need to. Right, I'm now procrastinating because I'm toying with what color of eyes to do her. Um, my last girl, I did green eyes, but I'm thinking maybe blue. So Flawless has got a really good point on it. I seem to be floundering a little bit. I think I've got too much water in the brush. Right, watch me go quiet as I concentrate. Oh, Mona, if I'd have seen that, I would have maybe gone with. Well, I went with green the last girl, so that's why I thought I'll go with blue eyes this time. But it's not too late to change them. Let's see. I can give her green and blue eyes. Oh, sorry, I've just banged the camera with my head. Right. Sorry, guys. I really do go quiet when I'm concentrating. And I'm just knocked the camera again with my glasses this time. And after I managed to do that, there we go. I have to confess this is a little bit of an awkward angle because I've got the palette sitting. There we go. Yeah. Because normally I'd be kind of up here somewhere, but it's the palette sitting. In fact, I might actually end up turning the book round. We'll see. We will see. So Mary is saying violet eyes. Oh, one of each colour. Uh-huh. Interesting. Interesting indeed. So I'm just darkening up here because that's where there will be, whoops, the shadow from the lid. And then of course there's going to be that circle bit there. And then I'm going to grey up the white. because they don't have whites of the eyes at all. It is more fleshy colour than white. And then I'll put the pink in here as well. Oops. Just get that line back in because I've managed to knock it out. This is why I struggle sometimes when things are actually attached to tables, because I like to move them about, because it can be a little frustrating otherwise. Right, okay, so I'll get to this side. There we go, that's better. There we go. I've just got a blooming song in my head now. You don't know you're beautiful. Do you think I'll get a strike for that one? Right. So where am I? What am I doing? All right. Let's get in here and get a little bit of this. We'll get the inner lid. There we go. We're getting there. Now, this is going to be a pain in the backside to get the dark part of the eye, because it really is difficult to get a black without the burnt umber. But I've tried maybe going for a bit more of a purpley kind of colour. That seems to be doing the trick. There we go. That seems to be doing the trick, going for a bit more kind of purpley on the palette. So if nothing else, this really does show you just how easy it is with just 4 colours to be able to actually get a whole load of different colours. Okay, that's really weird because one eye looks like way, way bigger than the other. Okay. That's because it is. Okay. That's not helpful. Okay. So is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. Getting there. Getting there. Okay. Um, I know David Bowie did. David Bowie had two different eye colours. There we go. I think that's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, right. Now, I'm actually going to move that over a bit because that really should be there, I think. There. And I think that's a bit too far along, so I'm going to change that. There we go. That's better. Now you can see how messy my palette's getting. So I need a darker colour again because I'm going to put this back in, which is the crease of her eye. There we go. So it's getting there. Slowly but surely, but it's definitely getting there. And see if I can get a darker colour again for here. That's where her eyebrows are. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just really fiddling about and kind of adding a few details here and there. Hello, yes, Madonna. Unicorn jammies are very cool. I'm sorry, I'm catching up now. It's 90 and humid here. See, it doesn't really sound particularly comfortable anywhere. So I'm going to stop moaning about the fact that my heating's on and be very grateful that it's not warm, or not too warm, should I say. It would be nice if it was warm, but I'm grateful that it's not too warm. There we go. Okay. So if there's anything that you need for me to explain, just ask, and I will do my best. Okay. So Mona is saying, I'm very grateful for this weather we have now. You've not really enjoyed the heat very much, have you, Mona? I'll keep going to call you Madonna. Sorry. Linda says that she's never happy with the weather. I complain when it's too hot and I complain when it's too cold. Do you know, I think most people do. Most people do. I actually don't mind it when it's too cold. I don't mind it. I think I probably wouldn't like it too hot more than like not liking it too cold, if that makes any sense. Okay. So I'm rejigging her nose a little bit because I kind of feel that I lost a bit of the definition here. Yeah, the heat can do that. I think most people probably would prefer the heat to sorry, prefer not to have the heat than have the heat. Unless, of course, we're kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in saying that actually. That's maybe too much of a generalization. So my apologies to those who do actually like the heat. That's probably not very fair of me to say. Yeah, just messing about with her lips there. So there we go. We're getting there. So who would like, shall we go with purple hair? I'm kind of thinking that purple might be nice. In honor of, I'm sorry, I got distracted with the chat again. Okay. So we're very much, oh, hi, Laura. Hi there. Thank you for joining. There we go. In honor of the Art Sherpa, because I am a member of the Art Sherpa design team. So let's go purple. Also happens to be one of my favorite colors. I remember way back, oh, way back, it wasn't cool to have purple, and I had purple walls in my living room. So Yes. There we go. Now, I can't remember how I got that really dark colour now. That's actually a little irritating. Is it that one? Is that way? Ah, there we go, that's it. See, even I could sometimes forget. As you can see, when it's like that, it's really too much water in it. What, Mona's saying, wow. Linda's saying, oh yes, I watch the design team videos. Glinda, yes. I'm a very fly by the seat of my pants type person, and so it's not surprising that I forget how I got colours. I don't like to sweat about the small stuff, and so when I'm painting, I really just it's a mix of this, a mix of that, and if I end up with a completely wrong mix, I will sometimes end up just changing the whole thing. Because why sweat the small stuff, right? There we go. That's better. Her nose is starting to, it was looking a little bit of a strange shape. So I think I've managed to get our nose under control now. So I think I'll maybe do this as her eyebrows. Yeah. Perhaps a little too far. She's clearly not plucked. She's clearly not plucked. Just take that out, I think. That's a bit better. There we go. It's a little better, isn't it? Yeah. Because even then, I mean, you know, you can change anything you want to change. There is nothing to stop you from changing anything you want to change. Just play, just have fun. You know, there's nothing that says you have to have something looking exactly like it's supposed to. Art is so subjective, and it really is about having fun. There is no question about it. There we go. I'm still seeing one eye bigger than the other, and yet when I look at it straight, it doesn't look that bad. So I don't know. I don't know. But now that was roughly, you know, similar outline to this girl, and you can see how different they are. Hang on, that way. Whoops. Yeah, you can see how different they are. So it shows you just how easily it is that you can use very similar initial sketches and come up with amazing paintings. So let me see if I can get this finished for you. So I'm now just going to do the fun part and put in the hair. Because I love doing hair. Here we go. So I'm just giving the hair some movement. Just painting in strokes as if that was the hair. Add a little bit more water. Just keep mixing the paint and just adding it in. Now, as you can see, this is probably just a little bit too watery, and I'm just going to kind of mix it up a bit by adding some lighter parts. And I get sense of movement just by using my brush. And go back in with the darker colours again. Again, because I've got the white in, you will see that it's a slightly different colour again. But that's okay. Go with it. Now I'm going to go over onto this page because I want to, oh, sorry, banging my head off of the camera again. My apologies. Now you can see it's gone a bit dry, and that's because I guess I'm probably just not adding enough paint to the mix. And they're like acrylics in that they dry quickly. There we go. And I think I'll take this off the page actually. Because I want to. And because I can. Going to give her big hair. There you go. I'll just stop for a bit and catch up. Okay, so I never get the same size on the eyes when I paint or draw faces, but I won't let it bother me. No, I don't tend to let it bother me too much if it's only a slight difference. It's when it like really is so like blatantly obvious. That's when I usually do something about it. And I think what's happening, what's confusing me is I've been when I look up at the screen, it's looks like it's this eye, but it's not, it's this eye because it's back to front. Because I'm now pointing at the right eye and this is the left eye, and on my screen it's round the other way. And that I think is what's confused me. So I can do something about that now that I've realized just exactly what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take some of this and I'm going to scoot on over here. And I'm going to bring that down. And I'm going to bring that up slightly. So that makes it a little bit more even. And I'm just going to darken the edges again of the iris and see if that makes any difference. Yeah, it does. Okay, so too much water. Right, I'm going to try and wave the hair a bit more than it is. There we go. That's better. Just adding in some dark parts along with the light parts and just keep adding until it looks semi like you want it to. So there we go. It's getting there. Laura says, I still have my high school art. Yes, so do I, funnily enough. Even though it's been many years since I've been at high school. But yeah, I still have my high school art. Which I think is kind of hilarious, really. In fact, on my Instagram feed, there is a portrait, a self-portrait that I drew colour pencil when I was just 12. So it's been a long time that I've enjoyed art. However, oops, it's a bit too much water. I stopped painting a very long time ago and didn't start taking it up again until recently, in the last 5 years. So there you go. I'm not sure if I need to do any more to her, or if I will call her done. Linda says she's beautiful. She looks like a girl I knew in high school, only she had black hair. Yeah, it's not the acrylic one that I've got. Well, I have, but it's not the one that I'm using, Mona. The Windsor Newton is just ordinary gouache. The acrylic gouache is this one here. This is the Holbein acrylic gouache that I got in my Art Sherpa design team box. And unfortunately, because it's acrylic, I cannot use it in this journal, the sketchbook. So that's the only difficulty. Right, this is still bugging me that it's not really. There we go. That's better. Wasn't really wavy enough. It was kind of a bit too straight down her face there. So I have changed it. Here we go. Oh, right, tiny little bit of, oh, that's not a tiny little bit of water. It's too much water. There we go. A little bit darker just at the sides there. There. I think we can call her done. Although I would actually quite like to. Now, I quite like to do the colour over here. So I'm just going to kind of bang it in, as they say. Because I want it to kind of look like she's just coming out of the page, really. I'm going to have to put out more paint, I think, because I'm just... Yeah, it's getting there. Right. Just pop out a little bit more of the pink. Because there seems to be loads of blue. Yeah, it's not really holding a lot of paint, really. Whoops. Loads of pink. It looks a bit of a hot mess at the minute, but I'm hoping that it'll come good in the end. I don't know. Maybe I'm needing some... I'm needing some white to get some pink in there. What are you thinking, guys? Really looking a bit of a hot mess right now, isn't it? But maybe it'll all come good. So Mona, you're saying that you're okay with drawing faces, but I'm still scared of painting. Okay, so you're liking the light background. Okay, cool. We'll get some more white in there then. Maybe a bit. Bit more blue. And maybe some of the flesh colour. There we go. Right. I suspect it's maybe not going to come into its own until it's actually dry. Because I did do exactly the same thing with the other one. So I just wanted to blend her hair into the background, so her hair became the background. So again, I suspect it's probably going to come into its own when it dries. because that's exactly what I did with this one. Just doesn't seem to, excuse me. Oh, I've got the hiccups. It just doesn't seem to translate the same on this page. It's very strange. Very strange indeed. So, what do I need to do now? Right, well, I'm thinking I need to put a little bit of highlight in the corner of her eye. I'm also thinking that I need to no, that's too light. I need to define this bit again. Because again, I've lost the, probably a bit too dark, but never mind. And then I'll get a bit white, because it won't stay white, because it'll mix with the undercolour here, because this bit's usually quite light around about here. And I will add in some white to give her the sparkle in her eyes. A little bit there on her nose. There we go. And I think I call her done. Fiddling about with her lips a bit. I just want to give them a bit more definition. Because they seem to have kind of gone a bit of a strange shape. There we go, that's better. Right. So I'm seriously hoping that this will dry nicer than it looks on camera. It looks nicer in the flesh than it does on camera, I have to say. Yeah, Laura, I guess it could be her aura. Yes. Linda says, gorgeous, Tanya. Thank you. And Mona says she's wonderful. So thank you very much. Now, there's one kind of last, I guess, thing that I really need to do, which I should have done before, and that's really kind of darken this area here, which is hopefully going to make it look like it's a round eyeball. And I've gone quiet again because I'm concentrating, sorry. There we go. Right, I'm going to stop fiddling. I'm bad for that. I think I'm done and then I start fiddling again and then I keep doing it. And so I'm just going to force myself, look, see, paintbrush down. So this is the second portrait out of this book. So the first one is here. It's a bit more of a realistic face. And this is the second one, which is a little bit more of a whimsical face. So I'm just going to grab the camera, bear with me, and I'm going to pop it back where it's meant to be. Excuse the mess. Oh, right, I'm going to switch this light off, I forgot. I don't want to blind you all. So there we have it. That is me playing with gouache in my Brooklyn Art Library journal. Oh, in this light, my hair actually looks brown with a little bit of grey, as opposed to the terrible grey that it always looks. Ha! So Mona says, I'm going to challenge myself and paint a face with my gouache this week. Wish me luck. Got inspired by you. Oh, that's so nice. I'm so glad that I've inspired you, Mona, because you inspire me on a regular basis. It was because of your post and the fact that I responded to your comment in my last video that I decided to go live, even though it was a little bit later, because earlier on I thought my guts were going to say, no, you're not doing anything. But luckily it didn't come to anything, and I decided I was going to come on and do the live, and I am so glad I did. So I have you to thank for that, Mona. So thank you very much. And it has been awesome that you have been here as always. You make a fantastic wrench. I love your moderating work. And thank you to everybody else that came in, and hopefully it has been fun, because that's what I'm hoping to do and get out of doing the fun lives, as much as I can go live anyway, on a Friday. I can't always go live on a Friday because I work shifts, and sometimes I do work a back shift, or I'm on early shift, and it's not always easy. But you know, some of the things, it'll be painting like this. I might even start doing some paper craft videos. This is what I have been working on. These are little flip out things, and they are being made to go in this, which is, oh, one's nearly falling out, which is a tri-fold. Oh, something else is falling out. Tri-fold envelope. So there's a bit in there, there's a bit in there, and a bit in there. So eventually I'm going to be putting these on, so be able to open them up and have other bits and maybe tags sticking in and all sorts. So this is what I do when I'm not painting, when I really need to get away from painting because I need some inspiration. This is what I do. I pick something completely random, completely different, and I do that. One of the other things I do is crochet, and I have crocheted my studio helper. This is Melvin the artist. Look, he's even got his apron on. I confess I've not actually finished the apron yet because this is the tie that actually went round his neck and I've just tied it round. So this is Melvin, my studio helper. He's even got his own brush. Eventually, I'm hoping to make him a little berry to be a proper artist. So that is 20 past 11. So that'll be 20 past 12 for you, Mona. You must be really tired. I'm so sorry for keeping you so long. So, oh, Laura, you paint with paper and card. Oh, fantastic. That's brilliant. So Mona says, I thought you were going to say make him Bob Ross here. Now, actually, that's an interesting idea. I wonder how I would go about doing that. Oh, Mona, did you notice that my Voice of an Angel painting is not on my easel? My easel is empty at the moment because I've actually handed the painting into the art exhibition. So that's rather exciting. Yeah, the official opening of the art exhibition is going to be on the 2nd of October and they will announce the winners. So, you know, put some positive vibes out into the universe for me. I probably don't stand a chance of winning anything, but a girl can hope. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, as you've got my attention just now, I won't keep you too much longer, but I just wanted to ask if there was any questions. Is there any burning questions that this painting has brought up? Is there anything that you would like to know? Laura, I think you're new to watching me. So, you know, is there anything that you want to know? Madonna is saying, you've got this, Mona, all that artistic talent was from. Oh, absolutely. She has got this, definitely, Madonna. You're absolutely right. That was a message, a comment that I missed. And for those who are watching on the replay or even watching now, if I have missed anybody's comment, my apologies. I don't always catch them. I can get quite distracted with my painting, and it's not necessarily always that easy to pick them up. So if I've missed anybody saying anything, then I'm so sorry. Thank you, Mona. Mona's saying it's understandable that because I'm painting. So for those who are new to my channel and aren't subscribed already, if you want to, please subscribe because I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway very soon. And I'm sure you won't want to be missing out on that. I have got some really awesome goodies to give away. I'm going to give away my, oops, upside down. I am a creative Tartanite stickers. I'll be probably printing out some of my other stickers. And there is a whole heap of other things. I'm going to be giving away, oh, it's here. I'm going to be giving away my ATC from last month's ATC. I've done another ATC and sent it into the ATC swap. So this one is one that I specifically painted live with everybody watching, and that is going to be going in the giveaway as well. I do actually have some extra here that I thought that I might actually have a few other people that I can pick as winners that could win one of these, and then they can add to the backgrounds however they want to. So if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and don't forget to hit that bell. That way you will get notifications. Oh, I think my lip's bleeding. Oh well. That way you'll get notifications of any other videos. Oh, thank you. So Linda's saying that she can imagine how hard it is to paint and try and keep up with chat. Yes, it can be challenging. Definitely can be challenging. And then when I'm reading chat, I forget to paint, and yeah. And then I stop talking, which is probably very boring for you guys. So yeah, it definitely is an art in itself, being able to paint, keep up with chat, and talk all the time. I don't know how Cinnamon does it. Oh yes, I do. Cinnamon has stunt hands. Who doesn't let her near chat? And Ian, the off-kilter crafter, he's quite good at keeping up with chat. So yeah, it has been absolutely a delight hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for giving me your precious time. It really is. It is awesome. And Linda's saying I can barely watch and keep up with chat sometimes, let alone paint. You're very welcome. It doesn't look like anybody's got any burning questions this evening. If you think of any questions at all whatsoever, feel free to pop back to the video and put a comment in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If anybody has any suggestions about what they would like to see on Fun Friday, you know, would you like to see collage? Would you like to see prints? Would you like to see stamping? Would you like to see art journaling? You know, what would you like to see? What would be fun? Because this channel is a creative channel, and I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. I know the rest of that saying is a master of none, but actually that kind of sounds quite negative, and I don't like things that are too negative. I think that I do have a forte. I do have something that I specialize in, and that's portraits. But I also like to dabble in other things. I've just started to dabble in digital art, for example. So feel free to make any suggestions. And you know, if anybody happens to give the thumbs down, that's okay too, because it's all interaction. It's all showing YouTube that I have given an emotion out to somebody. I've made them respond, so it's all good. And yes, Mona, I hope that you feel better soon too. So now that I have rambled on, thank you again. I've probably said thank you 100 times already. And I am going to stop talking. Oh, rock painting. Yes, that would be fun, wouldn't it? That would be so fun. Definitely. That is a good idea, Linda. Thank you. No on the thumbs down. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. as I always like to say, take care of your mental well-being, because let's be honest, nobody else is going to. So look after yourself. Do what you need to do. Be good to yourself, as Cinnamon says. Just have fun. Have fun and try not to worry too much about what other people think of you. As I always say, what other people think of me is none of my business. Because just because somebody thinks it, just because somebody says it, doesn't make it true. So take care, everybody. Love you loads. Lots of love into the universe and caring and compassion. And I will see you again in my studio, hopefully next. Oh no, depends on what shift I'm working. I'm not working on Friday, but I'm working on Saturday. And if I'm on an early shift, I won't be going live. But if I'm on a back shift and my guts allow me to, I will try and go live again next Friday. So take care, everybody. Till next time.